Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to Analyze Your Trade. I'm Simon Klein, and you can probably see me on camera here. I'm going to turn that off soon so we can focus on the charts. Just for those of you who are hearing me for the first time, and there's me speaking at the Traders Expo in New York. And also I was invited to speak in the Boga Investment Forum, which is, I believe, the only trading forum in China. So I was speaking alongside other traders that you may know of. I'm over here, and you may know like Jack Schwager and other traders here, and there are also other ministers of finance or ex-ministers of finance in the kind of this region. Here's a quick disclaimer, you can read that. So if I may mention any trading ideas, you take them at your own risk. And here's a little bit about me, you can read that. And I've been trading professionally for many years. TradeSmart is a trading education business, and we focus primarily on teaching you how to read the market professionally and how to run a successful trading business. And that includes how to develop your own trading plan and strategies which fit your personality and lifestyle. And that is, I believe, the foundation that many people are missing in their trading. Many people start trading and they learn a strategy, and that's what they focus on, without actually having the foundations. It's much like learning how to build a building without laying the foundations beforehand. The building may look nice, but it won't stand the test of time. And that's how many people are trading nowadays. Are focusing so much on the strategy and on making money without doing the work they need in order to get there. So this is what's so important. Now, I want to share with you a little bit about my approach, and then we'll jump into the live markets, and then we'll look at whatever symbols you want. We can look at some of the markets that are happening at the moment. I started out as an equity trader, primarily trading New York Stock Exchange stocks. And then I moved over to trade NASDAQ as well. And then I moved over to the futures market and the Forex market. I was one of the first traders, I guess, of the Forex market, I traded it institutionally and also as a retail trader, one of the first retail traders of that market when it became available to the general public. So I want to share with you this, and this is so important. I was taught how to trade initially understanding the specialist system on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, understanding what the specialist does. And basically, once I understood that and was taught that, we were taught to spot what the specialist was doing. That's the New York Stock Exchange specialist. And we would follow what they were doing. So we could identify by looking at the time in sales on the level 2. The time in sales is whenever there's an order that goes off, whenever there's a transaction, a trade between a buyer and a seller, it gets reprinted. It's called a print on the time in sales. So you have usually the number of shares and how many and the time. And obviously every transaction is a buy and a sell. So when people say there's more buying going on than selling, that doesn't make any sense, because there's exactly the same number of buying and selling. What they mean to say is there's more willing buyers at certain price levels of willing sellers, and that's what we call demand. And that's when prices go to the upside. So let me, I'm going to turn my camera off if I can figure out how to do that. So you can focus primarily on, I think it's this. Okay, so you don't see me anymore. Okay, so this is what you need to focus on, and this is where this comes from, because what happened was disruption happened to the New York Stock Exchange system that I was taught to trade, and what we were taught to trade no longer worked because the New York Stock Exchange went hybrid, part computer, part human. And basically, ultimately, the trading floor I was working on closed down. So it was back to the drawing board. And I tried many different things, from indicators to, and trying to figure out, let's put all the indicators together and we'll take a majority and we'll use that to make our trading decision. If 5 out of 7 said it's going up, we'd go on the long side, and then it wouldn't work. And then sometimes we'd go on the short. And again, so ultimately what happened is I decided to strip everything away and go back to basics. How does price move? And this is what I came up with. And again, there's nothing new here, but it's put together in a way that gives you a very good understanding. And I'm going to share that with you. And many times I was audited a number of years ago by a postdoctoral research fellow at Princeton in the US, and he audited 7 months of my analysis before the market played out. And through my I used to put out a series on YouTube called Where's the Dollar Going Next? You can go to my YouTube channel and have a look at that, going back in time and go and see what the markets did then. And he basically came up with an accuracy of 85%. As in, yes, it was wrong a few times, but most of the time it was right. 85% of the time it was right. And that was in, I think, 2000, he audited it in 2019. So this is what I believe, and this is where this is coming from, and this is why it's so important. It's taken many years to kind of develop what I call masterful simplicity, as in going back to basics of how prices move in any markets. So we use pivot analysis, which is how to read the trend. I'm going to share with you towards the end how you can actually do, or maybe actually towards maybe at some time in the middle, how you can do this training and come and join my live trading room for a month for no cost. And then you can actually check us out and see if this is a good fit for you. Okay. And again, it's only a good thing to do if this is something that you feel is a good fit for you. So pivot analysis is our way of viewing the trend in the market. So we know exactly what the trend's doing at every point in time. Is it going up? Is it going down? Or going sideways? Did we just enter into a trend? Are we just breaking a trend? And again, exactly when that happens. Supply and demand are the levels in the market where the price moves from and to. And we're going to look at the live markets shortly. And I'm going to show you exactly where we know ahead of time with a high degree, of accuracy, which areas in the market is where the market's going to turn, and also when the market's likely to break through those areas. Price direction analysis is, how do you know which direction? Isn't it a good idea to have a look at the chart and know which direction price is going in? And I can tell you literally in seconds, less than a second, which direction price is going in. And I can teach you how to do that too. And which is what we do in our live trading room every day. We take a 3-pronged approach to the market and we do it on multiple time frames. And guess what's the most beautiful thing of this is? Many people come and they ask questions. If you're asking a question, what is the market doing? Then obviously you don't know what it's doing and you're not at the level yet. But imagine you understand all this and you start to put it into practice. And again, we have a new intake of traders. Recently, last week, I did a webinar. We had a new intake of traders into our live trading room, and they are just utterly amazed at, and I'm just saying that, you can speak to them yourself and you will see they're just like, they didn't expect what they, it was much beyond what they were expecting to get. So this is what I believe. And I think this is true. You want to take your decision making into your own hands and out of some guru's hands. And you don't want to follow someone blindly, because that way you're never going to learn how to do it yourself. You want to be self-sufficient as a trader. And this is what I believe. And I think it's true. The charts will teach you all you need to know once you have a framework for reading them. This is that framework. And again, you could use each one of these individually by itself and be successful. And I've had some traders, one of my most successful traders, has done this, spent a whole week just trading using pivot analysis and was successful. Just trading using supply and demand was successful. Just trading using price directional analysis was successful. So each of these by themselves, if you master them, can help you become successful as a trader. And firstly, if you understand what the market's doing, then you will trade with much more confidence. That's the key. Okay, so the charts will teach you all you need to know. Once you have a framework for reading them, no gurus needed. You don't need me, you don't need anyone else. Just learn how to do it. Spend some time, that's why we have the trading room, learning how to do it so that you can do it yourself. Practice. We usually have a weekly preparation session at the beginning of the week where we actually map out the whole week ahead of time. So you can have a map of what's likely going to happen before it even happens. And if you want to see examples of that, you can go to my YouTube channel and look at Where's the Dollar Going Next, and then go back to the charts. I haven't done it for a number of years now, but you can go back to the charts and have a look. Or you can come and join our live training room. We do this every Sunday. We have a weekly preparation session where we actually go through that, and you can go and see every single week how accurate it is. Does it work for you? Am I getting it right? And again, a lot of traders come through and they saw those videos that I used to put out, and they're like, wow, he's saying this ahead of time, not after the fact, before it even happens, what's likely to happen. And the market's playing out like that 85% of the time. Okay, so that's the kind of introduction, and we're going to use this three-prong approach without, you're not going to understand it all in one go, but we're going to use that now to analyze the markets and then come up with trading ideas and see what's happening. So what I want to do first, let's jump into the dollar. Now I want to show you something important over here and how we know why are we getting a choppy market now? Does anyone want to know that? Why is the market chopping? Because it's, from a monthly perspective, it's a downward move market. Notice lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Direction, well, it's currently up, but it's likely going to turn down at the end of the month. And we know where we're going, most likely here. But on the way down, if we go down to a weekly chart, you can see we have a level here that we've marked out of demand. And look where the market's starting to pause. So when it comes from here, this is where it's going, which was last week's move. We had a big move to the downside last week. I think the charts here are a bit, we've been speaking to TD Ameritrade to get them to update this, but yeah. So the market today, as we said on Trading Room, is kind of sideways and choppy, but look at what happened yesterday. We took a long yesterday, and this was our target, and we took it through the dollar yen on the long side. This was our target. Look how accurate that is. Ahead of time, we know, I mean, these zones were drawn on our weekly preparation session. This is where it's going. Look where we stopped and look where we're going. Yeah, it's a sideways choppy market at the moment. Why? Because if you understand everything that we're talking about so far, we're in a downward moving market, but we're close to demand levels on multiple time frames. So the market needs to consolidate. Either it's going to consolidate in time by going sideways, or it's going to consolidate in price by pulling up, by pulling back, by going up. So at the moment, the market's consolidating, going sideways, which is a sign of weakness, which means most likely the market's going to continue moving to the downside. Okay. Now, we don't know that for sure but it's showing signs of that now. Okay. Let's have a look at some of the symbols, and then we'll go back to, so let's go on and have a look at this one. We can look at anything you want. So any stocks, whatever I can. So someone's asking for Sophie. Okay. Sophie Technologies Inc. Okay, so you want to look at what's happening over here. So let's go from a top-down approach. Obviously, this is a relatively new stock, or we only have it from here. But this looks like the market has, this is the bottom. The market came back to test the bottom. Direction is, remember, is up. Trend is not down. We put in a higher low and higher high, and we're moving to the upside. So this market is going to the upside. That's what it looks like at the moment. So we go down at the moment on the monthly chart. Yeah. So we took a look at bigger picture. So how would you, I mean, you can look after the fact how you would get in. You'd probably get in somewhere down here, yeah, on a weekly chart, and then you'd go down to a daily chart, and you would find, an entry. So I usually try to get in on, I don't like getting in when the market's basing. What I like to do is get in when the market goes below the base, or when it kind of breaks the trend. So for me, this market, I would probably have gotten in on this day here, and probably rode it to the upside. And now you can see the market's kind of going sideways with a slight kind of, still slightly more bullish than not. And you can see if it was going to go down, it would have gone down here in the market. You see, if you look at the pivots here, there's a lower high, the higher low, lower high, then a higher low here. So once the market did this, it's going higher. So this week it's a long so far based on reading this. We're pointing to the upside. We put in a higher low. We're likely to break above what we already did break above here. So we're likely going to probably chop around in this area, which is probably what's, I mean, if you look down now on this time frame, that's what's happening. Okay, let's look at some other markets that you guys want to look at. Let's go through and let's go for this one. So AT&T. All right, so we have the wider market is going to the upside, and AT&T is very bearish. Okay, this is, when you have, this is what we call relative weakness, when the whole market's going up and this one's going to the downside on quite high volume. This does not look good. Now, could we have seen that happening if we look at a bigger time frame? So I would mark this out without going in as a supply area. This one the market pushed down to new lows, and we came back up here. And then we took out this level. So from here, or even here, is an aggressive short. But when it breaks this level after this month, you're on the short side and you're looking for it to break this area. And you can see that's how. Now, I'm saying this in hindsight, because this is what's happened. So what's going to happen now? Let's have a look. Looks like the market is making, we have to go back and look at, and this is from from many years ago, but reference points of where we could potentially go from here. So it looks like we're coming into an area of demand, or we just broke it. If we've just broken it, then it means we may be going lower. It's difficult to see. Let's go back here and see what the low of that is. 13.49, 13.49. What's the low here? 13.48. So we've taken out that level. So it's probably going lower. And there's various levels here where it could catch. It could catch in here as well. And there's another level here. I'm going to draw it correctly. That. Let's get it spot on 1 second. Yeah. So it's also a level. And so we are into demand in this level. Okay. You can see that also again on the other time frames as well. So pretty bearish, but could bounce. And you can see this is, intraday today. You can see a bounce, and look at where we stopped. Hang on, look at that. The outskirts of this area, which is not a good sign. It means it may be going lower. Okay, let's have a look at a few other ones. So this is looks like a pretty weak stock. Okay, let's look at BABA. It's one I used to trade a long time ago. Okay, it also looks pretty weak, but this could be, looks like the lows. We've kind of broken the downtrend, but we need to see some follow through to the upside. We'll know more by the end of the month. If we turn up here, we've got to get above this area. This could be an area where we start to move up again. Yeah, it's coming off the bottom and the downtrend's been broken. Actually, 1 second, let me just double check. No, it hasn't. You see, this is a previous pivot low. This was a lower low. That means we haven't broken. We're not moving up yet. No. What we'd need to see is the market make a higher low here, which it didn't. And we need to see it go. So the next thing, we need to see it move above this area for bullishness, or pull back and fail to go below here. So it's still bearish. But there's a possibility we could bounce there. And this could be, with the volume profile here, it could be a pullback to go higher. So again, early days, but we could look at that. Let's go and have a look at something else now. Okay, this market, AGL, is basically sideways. See the sideways price action? So I'd normally mark out that's the bottom of the base. This is kind of the top of the base at the moment, and we see we spiked above it here. We spiked above here, but didn't break down, and here we spiked above and break down. So again, we could hold at the bottom. We've been down here 1, 2, third time. So there's a possibility we may bounce up again. If we bounce up, again, monthly chart, and we don't go to the top and we turn in the middle, the odds are we're going to break below and go lower. Okay. So again, you have to have, when you're looking at the markets, you can't say, oh, sometimes it's obvious what the market's doing. Like the trade that we took yesterday was super obvious. Let me show you the trade we did yesterday. It was a trade on the dollar yen, and this was just super obvious. If you look at the yen, futures here, we took this yesterday. If we look at this area here, you see there's a base here. Market's basing over here. The market pushed above the base. okay, and then came back in. So we're looking at this at 8 a.m. Eastern time, which is the official open of the kind of the Forex market. Every time zone, say in London, it's always local time 8 a.m. 8 a.m. London time is 3 a.m. Eastern time, which is the London Open. The European Open is an hour earlier, which is 2 a.m. Eastern time. And then 8 a.m. Eastern time is the US Open, the Forex market. So we were getting in as this closed, saying we're going to go break below here and we're going down to this level. So if the yen futures is going down, then the yen is likely going to go to the upside, which is what we traded yesterday. And I'll show you. Pull up and see if I can find this. Trade log. So this was the trade from on the dollar yen. You see, we were looking to get up to this area. Yeah, break above all this. You see, when we took the trade, we're down here. And second target, if we're really lucky, it could have gone up here. But notice we've broken the trend here on the weekly chart. So we're looking at this as a day trade, okay, from here up to here. It's around 100 points, yeah? So if you see what happened next. So this is what happened. See, market got up there and then it turned to the downside. Okay, this is what happened yesterday. So you see, there's a trade. We got a picture of the entry, picture of what happened next. And if we go and look at the market now, what happened? Let's close this down. What happened after that? Well, let's go to the yen futures or the dollar yen. Look what happened. It went all the way down, broke down, came to this level today, and then ran up again. See that? And if you look on a 4-hour chart, we know this ahead of time. Look at this. We've got level of demand here, supply here. This was yesterday's move. This was today's move. It moved down and then moved up. So when you know where the levels are, you've got a higher probability of being on the right side of the market. Okay, let's have a look at CVS. I haven't looked at that stock for a while. Okay, if we go back to the monthly chart. Okay, so this is the bottom over here. This was the bottom last time. So if we look at where we are now, it's gone a little bit below. So it's moving up from not really anything, it's not a great level to move. It just took out this level. So I would wait and see what happened at the end of this month. If we close up, then we could be moving to the upside again. Now let's look down the time frames and see if we see any clues as to what's happening. So the market, again, we have this, what I call big bar, no follow through, a lot of volume over here to the downside and no follow through, which usually puts in a bottom, but it's looking still a bit sideways. Let's go down to daily chart. We'll probably see the same thing. It's trying to, it's holding these lows, but it can't seem to go higher yet. So it's still showing a bit of weakness and it's moving in this range at the moment. But at the end of this month, if we have what I call price direction change to the upside, then the odds are we may be going higher. Okay, but at the moment, it's still a very weak stock. I mean, if you compare that to the general market. And let's have a look at shop. Okay. So here's one that you could have actually, this is the move up. Once this bar closes, once this bar's closed, you want to be on the short side. This is the way the market works. It spikes up to new highs, breaks below this area. So this month is a short, okay? And it's a short and you're looking to take it. You can see that the month here and we're taking it down. Now, how do we know how do we know it's bottomed out over here? Well, here's the lows. Directions up here. We take out this pivot over here. That's the bottom. For the time being, that's the bottom. So it's moving up. It's moving to the upside. So again, still directions up, moving to the up. It's not in a downward moving market anymore. Okay, on that time frame. So let's go down and have a look how that looks on the weekly chart. You can see the start of a weekly uptrend here. And again, you see the same thing here. Intraday showing a move down. Yeah. If we look over the days this week, it looks like we're going down. It's just a pullback at the moment. It's a buyable pullback unless it takes out these lows or unless it takes out these lows. So this, you can look to potentially buy this pullback, and you want to see for signs of that on the smaller time frame. It may have some more upside. Where to? Well, this move's coming off this time frame. This is the first kind of problem area we've got. And then if it gets really bullish, we go right back to the highs. And let's have a look and see if there's anything else. No, this is the level here where it could go to. So looking for it to move up to around the 80s area as the next potential area. So again, bullish for the time being. So I would rather trade this on the buy side than the sell side. Doesn't mean it's not going to go down. You know, we get moves down that you could trade. If you're trading the open here, you trade on the short side, yeah. But bigger picture, it's still moving to the upside. And again, we keep our finger on the pulse of the market. And if the market tells that's what it's saying now, but if something changes, we're aware of that and we can adjust how we trade. That makes sense. Okay, let's have a look at, all right, again. Okay, again, let's go for the monthly chart. And again, it doesn't really matter what these stocks are that we're looking at. This has gone up to, looks like this month on a lot of volume. Let's just zoom in. Okay, so we've broken the down move, and you can see we've done it on volume as well. So I would be looking to buy pullbacks on this. So it's now no longer bearish, okay? But it's not confirmed yet bullish. There's a difference. So this is the market bottom for now, okay? So we're looking to maybe buy a pullback, bigger picture, okay? Buy a pullback, or if it consolidates here, it means it may have another leg to the upside. So again, bullish, and you can see, you know, what it did today. We had a move up from this area. Okay, literally from the, I mean, this is a basing market at the moment. This is a base, okay? So you can see the top and around the bottom. But again, it doesn't need to be exact. It's around this area and around this area. But you can see how the market, if we look at the lows here, the lowest part of this, and then you see the market spike below, came back, and it held here. That's a good sign it's going up, which is today. And again, we can do this. As I showed you an example of the dollar yen trade from yesterday. Like, we do this before it happens. It's, you know, anyone can look at the chart and say, well, you buy here and sell that when you look at it after the fact. But the thing is, you need to learn how to do it as it's happening. And that's what you're going to gain if you join our trading room. So it's probably a good idea. Let me actually share that with you now. So for those of you who want to take that next step, I'll just share with you what you can do. Okay, so this is what's important about learning to read the trend, and this is what we use to pick market tops and bottoms. You've seen me start to do that now with the stocks that you've done. So you want to make sure you're always trading in the direction of the trend, because the trend is your friend, and most people miss this off until the bend in the end. You're going to learn when the trend begins and ends. It's very important to make sure you're never fighting the trend, and make sure you're on the right side of the market always. And you can use this to develop a profitable trading strategy. Okay, that's what's really important, or enhance an existing trading strategy. So this is what I want to offer everyone here. And I think this is a good first step for anyone who has not seen any success with their trading yet, or you're a complete beginner. If you're a complete beginner, you have a huge advantage. You don't need to learn it all the wrong way. You can start the right way. And I've had people that have come to me from the beginning and without any previous experience, and gone from beginner to successful trader in a very short amount of time, because they don't have any preconceived ideas or bad habits or anything else like that. They're just learning what it is. It's very simple and easy to implement because you've never done anything before. So you just follow it like you learn something new, as opposed to trying to do it yourself, making a bunch of mistakes and dealing with all the psychological issues that may come up with those mistakes. And the cycle continues and you'll end up doing the wrong thing time and time again. And it's very frustrating. So this is kind of my offer to everyone here. And I would seriously consider it, and consider, more importantly, the investment of time, come to the trading room for like a month. Come and check us out for a whole month. Won't cost you anything in the trading room, and do how to read the trend, which will give you the tools to understand how to read any trend. And this is what you're going to learn, exactly how to identify the current trend of the market, analyze it in multiple time frames. You'll learn when a trend begins and ends, and how this knowledge will dramatically affect your bottom line. And you will learn by watching us analyze the trade in the live markets in real time. Okay, this is what we're doing now. We're looking at the markets, and maybe we'll go down onto a smaller time frame and we can look at one of the markets. If it's kind of lunchtime now, it's nothing much is moving, but we can have a look and see what's happening, and you'll see for yourself. And I'll give you one example that actually, if we go back, we did this in our live webinar, and I don't know if anyone's here from the time we did that. Now, what we did, I did it last Wednesday. And let's do exactly what we did here last Wednesday. Where's Wednesday? Wednesday was over here. This was Wednesday. And I was on at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So this is what the market looked like there. And it started this bar. So let's go through what we just said. Okay. And then you'll see how this kind of fits in. So the market's basing here. It just broke down, put in a new high, put in a higher low. I know this is the bottom of the market. So I said and you can go back and watch that presentation. And again, send me an email if you want to Simon@tradesmartforex.com. I'll point you in the direction of where that presentation is, and you can go and watch it. As this was happening, I was analyzing the market here, and I said, this market is stopped going down. It's going up now. So let's see what happened afterwards. And this is what I saw. And I just explained why. The trend has changed, direction's up, and it's coming off the lows. Where's it going now? So let's have a look and see what happened. I said, that's the bottom. So, look at what happens. Where's the market going? It doesn't go in a straight line. I mean, very rarely does the market go in a straight line. Look at the level we had here as a demand level. Look at where the market bounced off. And where's it going? Where's it going? To the upside. That's the end for the time being. The failure, that's where I know we're going to go down, at least temporarily. Now, we may go up. So if we look at, you can see what's happening again. And this was a trade. This was a trade this was a euro yen. Same idea, was whether the yen was going down, so this would go up. But you can see again, I said this is the bottom. Knowing that, I mean, imagine if you just bought here, put your stop below there and just held it. This was in at call it 154, and it went up to 156. Call it 156. That's 200 points. 200 points, and you held it. It's more of a swing type of trade, because you don't want to get it. I mean, yeah, this is towards the end of the day, and it's okay. The forex market you can hold overnight, but you don't want to hold. A lot of the times you don't want to hold it over weekends because of the weekend gap risk. I'm just showing you there's an example, and again, this was done live. And you can see what this is doing kind of today. It's still, I mean, it's still a bullet. If we look at it on the monthly chart, just want to show you something here. I mean, we've been bullish. It's the same idea here. You see the base, it went below and up, and this is the move up. It's an upward moving market. And where's it going? Probably up there. We are coming into this kind of chop zone, but this is where it could potentially go to, and it may very well do that. Okay, let's have a look at a few more markets. Actually, let me just share with you from here what people are saying. And this is Ernest, his name is Shakur. Those of you in the trading room with me will probably know him, and he's also in our Discord server and trades NQ, but he also he trades through options. So he says, Simon, this is phenomenal. I've been studying for 3 years. Sadly, it's all been the wrong process. I've wasted tons of money, time, and effort. I've actually deleted all those programmed indicators, etc., and now completely focus on what I've learned from your program. See, only real way to trade it makes complete sense. I can tell you that he's now a successful trader. He trades NQ at the cash open successfully every single day. He's a consistently profitable trader. He also swing trades, and he trades primarily using options. Let's go back to the markets, and I'll share with you a few other things. Let's go back again. Oh, I haven't given you the link to join. I think maybe David, you can put that in, but actually, let me take you through this, and you can read that and that, but let's take you through very quickly of what you get again. It's basically 1.5 hours long, around about. That's the how to read the trend training. You can watch it as many times as you want, and you can also ask me any questions, and you get 1 month access to our live trading room, which is also a subscription of $497 a month. You also get access to our online trading community 24/7 on our Discord server, and this is what that looks like. And this is basically the offer to everyone here. The regular price is $994. And again, this is something, I'm not selling you something, I'm giving you an opportunity that if this is for you, you can learn how to do it, and it will be something valuable to you, okay? I'm not in the business of selling program. I don't want you to take this if it's not fitting for you. Yeah, if it is fitting for you, then I'll do you an injustice or disservice if I didn't offer it to you, because I know this could help you if this is something that you want to do. That's the key, yeah? So basically, you've got really till Friday, but $497 off. So basically $497, you can come and join our live trading room, do the training, and then come and see us put it in practice and speak to the people that have just joined as well and ask them the value of it. So that's the link to join, I think. So anyone who wants to join, click there. And again, I just want to go through what you get. So you get how to read the trend, which is session 1 of how to read the market professionally. As I said, that's one of the 3-prong approach. That's prong 1, which you could use just by itself. And I'm showing you some examples. I will show you some examples in the live market today. You also get 1 month in our live trading room. Again, you'll get just a couple of trading ideas from there. You know, I don't advise people to copy blindly, but again, you can if you want. You can take the same trades I take. I don't, you know, I'm not winning on every single trade. Like the trade I took with the dollar yen, I had 1 losing trade, but I was up for the day because I made much more on the dollar yen than I lost on the Aussie dollar trade, which I saw that wasn't working. It could have done, but it didn't. You know, that's trading. It's you trade probabilities. So it's $994. That's the link. David's posted it in, and if you're watching the replay, you'll probably see it below or somewhere, you know, below the video on YouTube or wherever it is. And that's basically the offer. If you do have any questions at some point, you can email. That's my email address. I'm very open to kind of answering your questions. So if this is something that you're interested in, please, you know, send me an email, you know, and get your questions answered. Okay. And let's get back into the live markets. Okay, let's have a look and see what let's go to AMD. Right, I want to show you, AMD was a beautiful kind of start. I'll show you that we actually traded AMD. I traded it live with one of my traders who unfortunately passed away last year, tragically, but she was a really good trader, and we traded it on the day, I think it was AMD, one of the days where it shot up to the highs. So at the moment, if we look at this market, what's it doing? So here's the market bottom. How do I know? Well, look at the trend here. If you can see the pivots, we put in a higher low. So from here, look what happens after this day. And I want to show you, look at this very carefully, okay? And again, what I'm sharing with you is based on years, almost 2 decades of trading in the market. Notice this. And I want to show you something that looks exactly the same in a different market. Look at this and see this. When I see this, I'm thinking, before anything else happens, I'm thinking buy. It's a buy. Just keep this in mind. This structure, this, and it looks like a bearish bar, correct? Now, watch this. We'll come back to AMD in a minute. I want to show you something in the market that you guys are all familiar with. And let's see, I think it's this one. Yeah. Now, notice what I just showed you. Let's look at the NASDAQ. Now, notice the same thing. Notice this. You see this? That's what we just saw. This is bullish. When I saw this bar, I said, that's the end of the down move. That's the end of the pullback. We're going long. That's the time to go long the NASDAQ. And again, if you want proof of that and you don't believe what I'm saying, I could try and pull out the archives of one of our trading room sessions where we actually did this. And we said, this is the end of the down move. You want to be on the buy side now. You know, before the month starts, you want to be on the buy. You're thinking buy side. Now let's have a look what happens immediately after. Look, we get a little bit of a pullback, but you're buying. And you're buying. You're in buy mode now. You're not in sell mode. Why? Because the trend's changed. And now we're pointing to the upside. We're going higher, and we're probably going back to the highs. What I said in my trading room, I'm probably going to break the highs. So look at what the market's doing. Where are we? We're at the highs again. Is it likely going to break? Maybe, probably. It's not going down, is it? It's a bullish market. Usually when you see this, that's what I said to everyone in the trading room a couple of days ago. I said, there's a possibility that the market's going to go down. When you see this and you see a bar like this and it's into a supply area or resistance area, it usually goes down, doesn't it? But I said, be careful. It's a very bullish market. But what happened? It's not going down. Now, could it go down? Yes, it could. It would have to take out, at the end of the day, it would have to take out the low of yesterday. And then we get a pullback. But again, it's a bullish market. It's a bullish market that keeps going. And this is the bottom of the market. Now, let's go back to AMD and we'll look at, keep that in mind, that structure. And you will see again, okay, it's a slightly different color bar because it closed higher than the open. But don't you see this is exactly the same? It's happening and it's telling me that's the end of the down move. And now you want to be on the buy side and look at what happened. Now, if you knew that, you know, not every month is an up month, but you want to be buying pullbacks. And every time it gets into an area of supply, which is here and this area actually, once you know the levels, it pushes up, you get a pullback and it goes higher, pullback and goes higher until it doesn't. So once it breaks above here, we're going to go back to the highs. And that's how you trade. Does that make sense? You guys following? Right, let's have a look at, and we can go down to a small, let's do it on the smaller time frame. How do you trade AMD intraday? So how do we know what to do here? So let's do the same thing as what we always do. There's a previous pivot high. Let's keep it simple. We just spiked above. I'm thinking buy now. Yeah, not sell. I'm thinking buy. So let's see what happens. Now, it did take out the lows, but you have to make sure you put your stop in the right place. But look at what happens. And it comes back down again, and you're looking to see to buy at the bottom here. Market turns, potential buy, target area here, buy here, put your stop below there. Let's see what happens. Or you can put your stop if you want to be super safe, put it below there. Let's see what happens. Comes down again. But where are we going to? Bingo. Ding, ding, ding. That's how you can day trade using the same thing. It's the same thing I've just showed you on the smaller time frame. You've got to wait for a break trend, buy the pullback, and take it to the target, which is the next level up. Now, could it break above this level? Yeah, it could, but this is a pretty strong move down. And if we base hit, yes, we're probably going to go higher. But this is kind of lunchtime now. Yeah. It's almost the end of lunchtime. Okay, let's look at FCX. Oops, no, not FXC, FCX. I've done it again. Okay, FCX. Okay, I want to show you something else as well. How do you know the exit? Because you have to know where the supply and demand levels are. That's a good question, Chris. I know the entry. This is three things that you need to know when you're trading. You need to know where you're getting in, and you need to know where your stop is. And again, most people think the stop is to stop you losing money. And I'll prove to you that stops are not there to stop you losing money. Sometimes stops cause you to lose money and the market turns around and you get stopped out and then it goes all the way to your target and you're not in. So what did the stop do in that case? The stop caused you to lose money. It didn't stop you losing money. It caused you to lose money because the trade worked. You put it in the wrong place. Yeah. You use TD Ameritrade. Can't figure out how to make small window bigger and then back small again. Just click on here. Click on the top, or you can go here and do maximize sell. That's how you do it. We're actually having movement at the moment. Let's have a look and I'll show you where the pound. Let's look at something. The market started moving here and why. Okay, so look at where this is the pound. We're into, these are all the different levels I have drawn, but we have today direction down, price direction down. So if we move up and fail to go above the high, we're going down. Where are we going next? I can tell you down to 1.3. Okay, that's where we're probably going to hit today, 1.3. Okay, highly likely, yes. Guaranteed? No, nothing's guaranteed, but is it likely to go? It may bounce back again, but it's probably going down to this area around the 1.3 area. I'll call that 1.3 zone. Why? Because it just broke this and that's the next level down. Let's have a look at the euro. Euro. Okay, we hit, this was our target on the long side, yeah? Look at what's happening here, just spiked above the high. Here's a few signs that this may be pulling back as well. Here's your base. We spiked up in supply, tried again, and we're failing to go up. That means once we break this, where are we going? And it's likely we're going to break this. We're going to see a movement down to the next level down here, maybe even lower. If we break, do we have room to pull back here? Yeah, we have a tradable void. Is it a bullish market? Yes, it is. So you've got to be cautious going on the short side in a bullish market, but this is starting to look like a potential to go to the downside. Let's have a look. We were looking at, let's go back to FCX. I get it right this time. Well, we've got direction up here, direction up here, direction kind of down here. And we just base pushed up and pulled back. Yeah, nothing looking too interesting to me here, but we could continue moving up based on the monthly chart. And if we do hold these lows here, then we may break above here and come up to this level. That's bigger picture. Now I want to show you something on, let's look at gold futures. So we said this way back when, this is a buy. I'm going to tell you this, highly likely, okay? Highly likely that if we turn here and we close at the end of the month above the open of last month, highly likely we're going to take out the highs and make new highs in gold, okay? You can quote me on that, okay? If we pivot here at the end of this month, and again, I know we're coming into August, which is, not the best month for playing breakouts, but it's highly likely that gold is going to see new highs, okay, if we do that. And we'd be talking about this pullback is going to likely turn in this area as it was happening. You go down, and that's what we did in our trading room. We're still against the trend here, still down. Once we take out this high, we've broken the down move, which is a pullback on this time frame. We're already upward moving, and we said already on this bar on our weekly preparation session, which again, once you get access to our live trading room, you can go and watch the replay of this. And we said for here, this is your first sign. Why? Because we made a higher low, direction up. So you want to buy a pullback over here on this day, and you're trading to the long side. And here, look at what we broke. Look where we came back to. This was yesterday, buying opportunity. Today, we just took out this level and traded on the long side. And again, I'm long side bias on the dollar, on gold. And it's just a matter of where you're getting in and how you're managing your risk. If you're on for a long-term position, we've been talking about this again. The odds are we're going to break the highs, okay? At the moment, that's what the odds are. Could they change? Could it change? Yes, it could, but that's what the odds are. That makes sense. Okay, what platform am I using? This is Think or Swim, TD Ameritrade, but I use various platforms, different execution platforms as well. I used to trade off platforms that you wouldn't be able to trade with as a retail trader, institutional platforms. That was pretty cool when I was trading the Forex market on an institutional trading platform, very different to the retail platform. Here's another thing to look at. Let's get back to. So you can see today, likely we're going to go back up here again and maybe higher. So if you want to look at it, it's looking like we're getting that move now. If the hour closes here, then this is also likely to go, have a little bit of a move to the upside. We just took out the lows and we're not going low, we're holding. Again, this is still bearish market, but we're in a level where we could bounce. And let's go back quickly and then we'll kind of wrap up. And you can see also the yen. This is yen futures. We've broken, notice this is what we're looking at before it happens. From down here, we're saying this could be moving up, and we were trading on the long side of the yen futures down here. Why? Same reason. We took out the high of this bar and we're pointing to the upside. So look what happens on this day. We were long bias, look, and then pull back, buyer ball. Took out the highs here. So on this day, we're looking for a short because it's what we call an extended move that breaks above a supply area. We get a snapback, which is what's happening here. Okay, so If you have any questions, then feel free to email me, simon@tracesmartforex.com. Again, I've shared with you how you can take the next step. You can come and do the training, how to read the trend, and join our live trading room, join our trading community. You can communicate with other traders. You can come and see us trade live tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow. So the link's probably below if you're watching the replay. And I want to take this opportunity. Whoops, I was going to take this opportunity and it just went off. Let's go back again. Here, take opportunity I want to thank David. I want to thank you for your time. Again, time's one of the most important assets we have. When we're younger, we use our time to save us money. As we get older, we use money to save us time, because time becomes more precious as you get on in life. You value time. We're not here forever. We need to make the most out of the time we have, in this world, and take the opportunities that we have that are presented to us and go for it, make the most of it. That's what I would like for all of you. If this is something that resonates with you, go for it. It's a little investment. It's not a cost, it's an investment, because if it works for you, it will pay off. And I've had people now, we're talking about people that are making 6 figures on a monthly basis. And that's, at the higher level, with people making over $1 million a year, trading based on these principles. And we have anywhere down people at the beginning who are, trading smaller. Again, that's not typical for everyone. I don't know what the results will be for you. Only you will know, but this is one of the paths that could potentially help you. So if it's something that resonates with you, then go for it. And again, this is how you can contact with me. This is the link to join. And yeah, huge thank you to you, David, for putting this on. And remember, this is a service to you. Okay, we're here to help you. Why do we give up our time to share, things that have taken us years to share? Because we want to help other people do the same. There's why can't we all succeed? The ones that are interested. Obviously, it's not going to be everyone, because trading's not for everyone. But those of you who want to and want to put in the work, again, it's not going to happen by itself. It's not a get rich quick scheme or anything like that. You have to put in the work. You have to become good at reading what's going on in the market, and that you only get by doing it. But you need to have a framework in which to develop yourself as a trader, and you need to have a kind of foundation to understand what you're looking at here, so you understand. Let's have a quick look and see if we got this correct. We said this is going to go to the downside, or highly likely to continue to the downside. Let's go to the pound. We said it may bounce back first, but let's see if at the end of the day we can reach this area. Whoops, that's a bit slow at bouncing. Let's go back. Let's see if it comes. So let's see if we get this continuation to the downside. It may not happen, because we're still into this supply become demand area, and it's still big picture bullish market. Where's this market likely to go? 135. Okay, this area, this is where we're likely to go. We've been bullish this since the bottom. How do we know it's the bottom? Same way we know every market's the bottom. This is the bottom here. When this bar closed, that's the bottom. You can confidently look on the long side. Again, the odds are with you if you do that. Okay. Thanks a lot, everyone, for being here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you're watching the replay, hope you enjoyed it too. Huge thank you to David and Anchor for the service that we put this on. We come together and we share with you. And I'm sure other people as well are sharing what they do. Find something that resonates with you, invest in yourself, and grow. That's the thing. If you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. Learn from it. Okay, so there's either stepping stones to success. You're not going to get there immediately. Most people don't. Learn from your errors, learn from your mistakes, use them to propel you forward. Don't lose sight of your dream. If it's to become a successful trader, consistently profitable trader for whatever reason, and go for it. Have in mind that you want to succeed, and then don't focus too much on the money part of it. Focus more on the process that you need to do in order to get you to the money side, to consistent profits. That's one thing I would advise everyone. Don't focus on the end, what you want to achieve when you're trading every day. Focus on what you need to do to get there, and do it, implement it. Yeah, have a trading plan, and track your trades, journal your trades, go over the market, figure out what worked and what didn't, and consistently learn and move forward. That's what I can share with you today. Okay, it's not just about reading the markets. You have to put everything together. And again, it does take time, but if you do it right, you can do it quicker. If you overcome, your errors, if you're honest with yourself and use every experience you have to grow, then you'll get there much quicker. So huge thank you to you, David, and if everyone else is watching this, and I look forward to helping you on your trading journey.